interested and listened to my boyfriend. After Buddy's little sister was born, I lost my boyfriend completely. He spent his days helping his mother and caring for the baby. I saw very little of him, and that, to be honest, annoyed me. He constantly had to run to the store to get diapers or baby food, and spent the rest of the time taking on household chores his mother could no longer handle on her own. I told Buddy how alone that made me feel, but he said he couldn't stop helping his mom, and besides, he liked to spend time with his little sister. After a while, I grew tired of it all. I couldn't forgive him for choosing a screaming baby over me. I decided it was time for us to break up. I once shared those thoughts with my mother, but she took his side and said that he was acting very responsibly and admirably, while I was being stupid and getting hurt over nothing. His little sister will grow up soon and Buddy will have time for you again. Just be patient for a while, said my mom. But I didn't want to wait. I wanted to deal with it all at once. And so one day, when Buddy came by to see me, I gave him a choice. He would either spend time with me or his sister. My boyfriend got angry and said I wasn't being fair. He couldn't choose between two people who were equally important to him, but I said that if he cared about me, he would have chosen me. We're done, Buddy. You can go get some diapers, I said angrily. He looked upset, but left silently. My mom, who had heard our conversation, said that I was making a big mistake and would soon realize it. But I didn't want to listen to her. I just felt like Buddy had wronged me. I stopped seeing Buddy, immersed myself in my studies, and decided to simply not think about him. However, after a while, something strange began to happen. My mother turned somehow happy and anxious at the same time. I didn't know what it was all about, but she was definitely hiding something from me. She would leave without telling me where she was going, talk to my dad on the phone for a long time, and immediately change the subject when she saw me coming. She spent whole days on online marketplaces, choosing and ordering something. But when I asked her what she was doing, she would just turn off the computer and say it was nothing special. It was all very strange. But one day, I finally found out her secret. That day, as I was cleaning my parents' bedroom, I found a scan under my mother's pillow. Why did my mother keep it there? I held it up to the light, but couldn't make out what was in it. That's when I noticed the words in the corner. My mother's first and last name, and below them was written, "Pregnant, 5 weeks." I was flabbergasted. It turned out that my mother was pregnant, and she was hiding it from me. I immediately rushed to ask her a few questions. When my mom saw the ultrasound in my hands, she immediately realized that I knew everything. She didn't deny it and told me with a smile that she was pregnant, and I would soon have a little brother or sister. It was terrible! Now I was in for that hell! But I was even more interested in why she'd kept the news from me. Mom replied that she knew how I felt about children and had simply been too afraid to tell me about her pregnancy. Well, that was just stupid. After all, when she started showing, I would have guessed everything anyway. "Surprise!" was all my mother had to say. Feeling angry, I went to my room and spent a long time thinking. I imagined what my future was going to be like. Sleepless nights with the screaming baby, running to the store and doing chores for my mom. And I was right. A few months after that, when my mom's stomach grew and it became hard for her to do housework, I had to take on the chores in her place. I didn't have any free time at all. After school, I had to immediately start cooking and cleaning the house. At some point, I finally started to understand my boyfriend. I couldn't even find the time to sit with my friends in a cafe. I had to go shopping a lot, and that was just the beginning. What was going to happen once my little brother was born? I was too scared to think about it. I thought about Buddy more and more and felt like I needed his support. But what was I supposed to do? After how I treated him, I didn't think he'd want to see me at all. Still, I decided to take the risk. So one evening, I went to his house, even though it was very difficult for me. As soon as Buddy opened the door, I saw genuine surprise on his face. I didn't know where to start, so I just said, "Buddy, it seems like I'm going to have a little brother soon." He immediately smiled, hugged me, and pulled me into the house. Once inside, I told him the whole story. I also said I was sorry I had broken up with him and that I missed him very much. He seemed very happy and not at all angry with me. He was a very good guy after all. He took me to the nursery and showed his little sister to me. She looked just like Buddy, except she was tiny. For a second, she even seemed sweet to me. My boyfriend put his arm around my shoulders and said, "Don't worry, I'm an expert on taking care of kids now. and I'll teach you everything you need to know. It's not really that hard." And he really started helping me. He had a lot more free time now, some of which he started to spend with my family once again. We chose a crib and toys for the child and went to the store for them together. Then Buddy redecorated the baby's future room. My mother was very happy that we had such a helper again. Buddy told me all about taking care of babies and shared some life hacks that he'd come up with himself. And then came the day. My mother suddenly felt that she was going into labor. She told me to call Buddy, who immediately brought us to the hospital. We sat in the corridor and waited until the doctor came out and said that everything had gone perfectly and a healthy boy had been born. Strangely enough, I felt genuinely happy at that moment. When I saw my brother, I immediately fell in love with him. He looked so much like me, and I was very glad to babysit him. I was even surprised at how different I felt about things. After all, before a screaming baby would have only made me feel irritated. And now I was rushing to my brother at any time of day or night to check the Pampers or give him a pacifier. A month later, my father came back and finally saw his son. He was very happy that I was helping my mother, and he told Buddy that he had acted like a real man and that he was very proud of him. Since then, my boyfriend and I have been spending a lot of time together again. Only now, we had 2 adorable babies with us. For some reason, the birth of my brother changed how I felt about kids, and now I look at many things in a new way. Could you take care of a younger sibling? If not, write in the comments down below, and Buddy and I will share a couple of life hacks with you.